There used to be a fundamental notion of capitalism, and that was creative destruction. Entrepreneurs with good ideas launch companies, which grow and become more successful until they in turn are toppled by another wave of smaller, more dynamic firms that deliver better products and services at a lower price. Now, Jason Zweig has written a very interesting article from the Wall Street Journal that suggests that today, not only is that not happening, it may be operating in reverse. Now, according to Zweig, new research by economists Gustavo Grulon of Rice University, Elena Larkin of York University, and Roni McKally of Cornell University suggests that large U.S. firms are growing bigger, and they're creating a winner-take-all economy. Now, the argument is that very large firms such as Apple or Google parent Alphabet not only enjoy large economies of scale, but sufficient economic power to suppress competition and prevent erosion of market share. Now, the article notes that 20 years ago, the U.S. had more than 7,000 public companies, but today, fewer than 4,000. Now, those fewer corporations are also earning a bigger proportion of corporate profits, too. Zweig reports that at the end of 1986, the 25 companies of the Standard & Poor's 500 with the highest net profit margins enjoyed a median of just over 20 cents for every dollar of sales. Now, today's top 25, well, they currently have a median of 39 cents per dollar of sales. Now, while all firms have become more profitable, the top earners are pulling away from the pack. Now, last year's highest margin firms, eBay, Altria Group, Baxter International, Gilead Sciences, Corning, Visa, MasterCard, Facebook, Amgen, and Biogen. 3 of these firms are in the pharmaceutical sector, which is no surprise. And the presence of Visa and MasterCard is expected too. Now, interestingly, eBay and Facebook are the only software tech firms on the list. And the manufacturers? Altria Group, Baxter International, and Corning. And these 3 manufacturers are in radically different sectors. Altria Group is the new iteration of Philip Morris, and as a cigarette maker, there's no surprise that margins are healthy. And after smoking those Marlboros for a lifetime, Baxter International takes care of us by making a wide range of healthcare products and hospital equipment. And Corning, of course, is an old-school, broad-range manufacturer of technologies that range from life sciences, specialty materials, to optical fiber and electronic components. Now, of those manufacturers, Corning is the only 20th century traditional style manufacturing firm to make that list. Why? Because unlike the internet titans, globalization has made it very difficult for large mass producers of consumer goods to dominate markets. So what does this mean? Well, the research strongly suggests that so-called tech firms grow in ways that maximize profitability by suppressing competition and limiting access to markets. Now, traditional manufacturers, they're the opposite, open to attack from vendors with new ideas for better, low-cost goods and services. Tesla is a great example as an upstart automobile manufacturer up against industry giants. Now, the recent wave of tech IPOs such as Snapchat suggests that the same is true in software, but it remains to be seen how many independent upstart coding firms actually survive. I suspect they'll be gobbled up by cash-rich heavyweights like Google, Apple, and Facebook. Now, will this slow true innovation? Well, it has in the past. Now, between the enormous cash reserves of major U.S. corporations and increasing barriers to entry for startup firms, I think it doesn't look good. Now, President Trump, he's promised to drastically reduce the regulatory burden on American corporations, and he could start in no better place, in my opinion, than with small business. Now, so far, he's been vague about his plan to reduce regulation in American industry, but it's early days in his administration yet. In manufacturing, we'll all be watching.